yamado for near her phone in Apaba, and I must say, Munyabotre, ma Ichaye home. Yura, Honorable Daniel Kwesi Ashama Ofianum, a former member of parliament, Ma Buim constituency, but on the ticket of NDC, Yura Elha, but Trankunya Bunuso and Che, Obertuna number 2. Afe, Emranimni Kessie Baku Elha, or a private legal practitioner. Or sounds like MPP, National Communications Team member. A lawyer, Andrew Apia Dankwa. Apia Dankwa, my name is Chinian, because usually Apia Dankwa. Anyways, Asantini Achim, Asanti 100%.
I'm perfect carrying on me free each other.
Oh, and I say Asanti 100%. Okay, I tell you so too. So,
oh, sir.
Wow,
that's great.
Yeah,
yeah.
No linkage.
Honorable
Opinion.
But yeah, time no, and because I know, sir, you leave us 15 minutes to time.
Yeah.
Let's do some 5 minutes on June 4th.
Yeah.
And we are more lessons a bit free more into a cool banner. And near my June 4th, no, so no engine. Oh, my young send a big being city. That's all with the 5 minutes.
Yo, opinion me da say, and I made a tea for near chef for say. Mitcha minia dan come home, I check too much. Why if the papa? Mitcha we refer. Oh, yeah, there to send me. Oh, yeah, your host so the girl now. An hour.
We will make Friday.
As I would, I
girl and girls.
Or the Elsa.
You see, when you are dealing with virgins, I am one day.
Your opinion near your can say, in there, I your Casafa Fourth Republic. Don't say, Yan Fee be brave, ye di a room. About 34 years, election 1992 or 30 years ago. Now, we say answer na ebe yes election in 1992 no na ku edi kan e bae ku de enya ade aye nyina ye pe but akoba say eniema bi a ekoso ewo Ghana maimu ama say asrafo bi ma sorry led by the flag lieutenant and Rollins ku adwun for fasema ye kan edi bae so therefore we brezu kan enyo nko but according to say in every society there will be a leader. And Nuntina across any dinner about any na dear no magina so the ISA Kono. Umon say a near be a echoes a mamunum in governance ebi enye. I was very, very young that time. Until mean to me, say near me canoe in credit. But the only thing I realized is we those staying around the border towns. Now we have to go to Togo to get this manufactured cake soap. Yes. Go to Togo or paint crowd here. Where was my first big town? I said dust covered all the buildings and all that. Meanwhile, we have a nation with gold and all other natural resources. And now we will say, as a time now, yet in Sambia and green checks are and ninam. Muti a mamum netanya no be during that time. And mine green checks are. A blue crack or I think with some Kasha and Sana Kuno, a buy until Anyani there is very unfortunate. So, after all that,
okay, so that was during their champion era.
Yeah, that's it.
And you know the quality for to let you go for
that's right. I know that connection, yeah. You see, green check, no. So, it's not good for us to bring that.
Oh, but we are let's say you moving in.
No. For to let you go the so you realize that now Rollins, as we know, the history will continue to play was a pilot.
Okay.
Nti baby a champ on Bekobiano no na pilot in the country on any opinion either on him secret no and also hunya or yen and no enya edidi or mine maybe that may be culminated into all these things as soldier for and you know a year. So after that, Diana or the agendas was probity, accountability, and social justice. Kra or Sadibaku can once and social inclusion. Yes. probity, accountability, and social justice. Inti nneɛma bi a ɛkɔ atwam a ohun sɛ ande abo man ɛnu ti no say deɛ sɛ biribi saa saa sɛ yɛn probi na yɛ probi a nipa a ɔyɛ saa deɛ no ɛsɛ sɛ ɔyɛ accountable na ɔtumi yɛ accountable ma Ghana fo no nyinaa sɛ sika me fa no de akɔtɔ bottle water ɛbɛ sɛ 100 a sika me di atɔ no ɛnu ni ɛna otumi yɛ saa deɛ then it becomes a social justice sɛ obi yɛ bɔne a wadi no pɛpɛpɛ sɛ mɛmfa kɔti kwan ɛmfa nsɛe no nti ndɛ yɛ papa Rollins the late may he so rest in peace ɔni hɔ dwomfɔfoɔ saa nsɛm yi na abɛyɛ ne pillar a yɛgyina so especially so the NDC ɛno nti na mamfɔ sɛ ɔmu yi mfiri sɛ yɛyi dwomfɔfiri Ghana ha then the basis and the foundation of Fourth Republic no yɛntumi nkyerɛ though government say year free holidays no fine that one we agree because the person there be obi abekai obi yawa yeah but as a party no they should leave us to celebrate it in a modest way na yen fan kai so that will come out to explain so just say obe sori aka say Rollins ayeku say dime wo ho a na yen kyerɛkyerɛ ne enti asane ma no ba na nde so so esa ne enti esa esare mani o say inde ayeti ha no sane ma so esa akoso eche say obi akobo busia 13.25 billion ensese Ghana fom bisa say wo disika no ye den with the jobs and programs are we no esesenda ho what is the impact minia ko Sankara na kwaje interchange na nado bae no omu be penti bridge ya so many 20 years and san oba omu fa sika say di ko penti concrete no oma ye ntuma ntuma bi di katade no bisa who say what is the impact nipa watenase take a decision what is the impact
it's alleged say nanaba na nyasa contract
yes what do they want to achieve for this nation for spending that money in millions of cedis what do they want to achieve? These are some of the things we should stand against. Say, it shouldn't happen this way. You get it right? Say, obiti say, yeka insurance one say COVID buy. World Bank to me and to me masika say, Jinafa and workers and provide them with insurance. And say, yaren way to me at any time. Minister of Finance I just can. Ye kasa besinde when to me ambetreye. This is where probity, accountability, and social justice become very meaningful. As I say, Bisa will say, "Inti can operate how this can be again." As I say, Bisa, as we sit down here today, say Vice President, Chairman of the Economic Management Team. As I say, say Kasemu Kono, what be tam gold? Akoton wa brutri. Probity, accountability. Media de bia mika.
Good was saying, and now the coy.
Good was saying one or the man.
Middle man.
Yes. Oji saying. Yenya saying. We couldn't. This is where probity, accountability, and social justice become so meaningful. Because this recklessness must stop. So I am calling on Baumia to bring his payslip. He's a public officer. We should know his payslip, whether he can buy about 500 pickups. Say 200 crores over to me at all. So if you cannot buy, then you know that something is wrong. Probity, accountability, social justice must wait. Me say, you are a public officer. Be chair there. What happens in the fourth expedition?
Yeah, I remember.
Do you get it right? And your private in the editor buying. And your Mahama Crap say, Omudi Mahama Kran can't know Jubilee House.
Yes.
They say Mahama is a president, public officer, our leader. So if somebody who does something to Baumia, Baumia cannot take it without we knowing. Yena yeman we juma. Probity, accountability, social justice becomes so meaningful here. That is why we must be asking questions.
If just one car.
Yes.
Aji broke and Azue.
Yes.
Edema Mahama.
Yes.
Problem there.
Yes.
What about that?
200
number of cars, sir.
Dear now be today you be amobia manai car 200. So kasha me say ninia ti say na Ibrahim Mahama etare ninia one. We don't have any problem, but we must know. We ought to know because we are paying you. Let me stop so that my brother to talk.
Thank you.
I wish you well.
Honorable, I can't say I can say the foundation in Inaye. Instead of attacking Kunye, we should look at the courses
in fact, I'm in fact going chair 84. One and two and Kaza, me shower check, I mean, chow. Also, your voice of the voices, that's me two video being say, I don't know too. I mean, show. That means,
when people phone even a fire,
me, opinion, and a wash, I don't even share, I church, and it's always a privilege to meet him on set now. You better argue, but it's always a privilege.
The part about power, I'm saying, I make us a first.
That means incoming. Alan Joko do chawat. Yamin channel be on the
GTP now.
GTP, Great Transformational Plan. That's right.
So on
they be on the two. So na so me
PSC ba me anu na e to.
Me PSC edin our.
Oh wow.
Yami for all the joy or the Abraham and me busenya. Yami shano.
Yes, you wish you happy day. We did the same.
No akusu ampuma.
Oh. Wow.
Apia Danko.
We
didn't to Minana.
Eno Akusia Ampuma Apia Danko. Happy.
And anyway, we did 7 years. June 4th, a watershed moment in the history of Yamai. And June 4th, Kuno. They said the Armenia Shama can agree with him. As in, I think say Ghana would have lost or would lose a very important lesson if Yashana say a Kuntino and Yentino. But like you're saying, a dear circumstance the mass June 4th by. Also, when June 4th could be different from Kubia if you were Ghana. And I'm saying different. It was because one in Kawunsaka you one they could to me. Now what also? Because then I say we could 66 now, almost also for 3 years, and some more restore Ghana back to
269.
A champion we no omutena so until we are police school and omo ehihye elections on by elections otu ase intinka kanaka say sa ku na jejones we na nka enye necessary because na nka ya hihye but oyeku no so anka say metwa elections no or my elections no course and true within 3 months now hand over power emma you winning by elections no so closing is not the focus of Niku no na enye say o de beji to so ka so your analysis plan na the focus enye say obey on no person govern because na person govern here na nka one on elections 2 nka on hand over so me force I say it me steady sas ku a different from all coups no what was the purpose and clear to me say na the purpose na retribution na purpose na retribution no for say Nkofobi abedi ye mine no inya and he felt say to appease the country na ye saline and I say okay he said there saline ye my fresh we start no ye man Nkofobi so pay for what he felt were the ills and omaye ye mine into no oshaya some people lost their lives some people lost their lives sadly and lose their lives whether principles of law and justice were met in the way in your discussions are you bet me or you bet my research because like I'm saying a very critical a period in the history of this country. Another question was in sense of probity, accountability, social inclusivity, economic inclusivity, whether or not maybe and purpose why you will see we are being guided by SAR principles and we are doing things that situation because then I say for me I feel it's always wrong to judge things in the past using lenses because if there's one thing how you can't argue about yes how June 4th in a massive support from the rank and file of the masses of people of Ghana. So it means now in normal economy, not kind of one pay.
How can it between being junior Jesus?
No, because me a woman, friends saying, "Could you know me? I'm here, 1979." So clearly, say,
79.
79 woman, maybe 79, but
Really, yeah, it's one point.
But the point is,
that's good.
The point is,
you look fresh.
Yes, you're in the 80s.
I just say it's me a critical research into circumstances now. The man couldn't see circumstances. The man for support here. dear special purpose no won't here kuno comes in my declaring na focus enye so enye tu kai tu mi anka on hand over in September. So what was the
that point where raise it cry
what was the
so
what was critical point special purpose in here and as a retribution because you call area senior so one there are a lot of things that happen in history. You can compare with the French Revolution and so papa into sociology say a French Revolution was a fraternity but then the whole concept of republicanism it take root. I don't know years our revolution as I did later Bonaparte by all those. I just said Ghana for scholars. Sometimes scholars say Mboa. It me obit me special research into 79 because the point is clearly it different from all coups. But some focus now the focus and yes say me you power. Now the focus yes say system I say into omo oversee say the decay in the moral fiber of this country no yen twemaso then we see as to whether we for paso as to whether we used to say but I feel say ye Ghana for we take things for granted kakra ye any proper research in the purpose the reason the motivation the drive data one we take is anamono any whether or not our principles and normally say yetimi akase ye to say never again. Because
I don't know maybe so.
So Kayitima should reflect in how boy brand. So for me, and women because one didn't hear I say a system politicians are filling the nation because they're politicians on all sides. They are filling the nation. Politics, in my opinion. Because the only reason why I think that you should want to do politics is to also force something special between the Buama, Yamaino. Now, that didn't happen because the people of Ghana also allow. We also allow it. You understand? They say, "Sir, cars 300 cars issues." You see, and for us, it's normal. It's okay. It's okay. When you ocean the lifestyle, studying the Kwabe man and the lifestyle changing, you see the point. We don't ask critical questions because for the sake of governance, you just onto yourself. I say, democracy. Okay, because I say sovereign power resides in the people. If sovereign power resides in the people, then the people are active. Should be active players in politics, in the governance we say no. And what do you know be? But the mandate the person reports to you. At just it me criticism who say, Imam Omu leading. Omu say, yeah, tolerate mediocrity, yeah, tolerate corruption. What I say, you got to about 4,000, 200, 300. I just say it me criticism chair almost say, me conscience, me to me, it cannot be bought, it's not for sale. But yeah, people exactly. But yes, also yeah, people know because what happened in, for instance, June 4th. Now can see if Kenya have massive support to the extent say, okay, history pan crampa. Nipe we and media souls rest in peace. Yeah. People were even calling for more bloodshed
to flow.
Let the blood That's flow. The fact. That's the fact. It's we are and what happened? What really happened that time is I was the point is, sir, in Sensem drive your man for today. State non percent more blood to flow. No. What are we doing to ensure say ye drew some pempens? It's a question we should be asking ourselves, and we should not take it for granted. We should not take the relative peace that you have. We should not take the system you having for granted. Because I didn't know the only purpose for which we do politics is to create a system will be between a realistic chance of fulfilling your potential. What I say, so you say the idea because the appreciate will drive ourselves to a situation people want to for some
lawyers say for those deep words and I think that we've been highly nationalistic. Yashe patriotism atade nti no nsem no momfa ne nia ye nyina can say it's not about ne antia I can't say it's not about coolness. Name of Ninti and Mani see principles. Yinsia in frame. The kind statement we in my penny for the Hong Kong press statement for immediate release 4th June 2023. Etifiasem. MPP and the Electoral Commission in a plot to illegally insert the name of an unqualified MPP parliamentary candidate into the Asin North voters register. The National Democratic Congress has become aware of a plot by the ruling New Patriotic Party, acting in, I've not seen this one, okay, with their collaborators in the Electoral Commission to transfer and insert the name of one Charles Opoku into the voters register of the Asin North constituency. This illegal move is to aid the said Charles Opoku to contest the MPP parliamentary primaries to select the candidate for the upcoming Asin North by-election. So at this point, I can only read a controlling idea. You need time. But NDC, let's say, MPP, faculty can be so. If like they are in bed with Electoral Commission, say, Omema or how be SC, say, almost a registered will be the shame coming in. MPP, the crata about thing, Electoral Commission, Swakasa. Mira, where you fear some? I didn't see much what I am saying, more evidence than anything.
Yo, Mr. Dawasi. First, no, according to say artisan.
Okay.
And NDC for so ye tia sema ye di tudwa. Na wona asem no wo mu no mbra be yi o man. Nti ye di atudwa. Say ya ho se koti kwan nantie bi eye.
Anamati.
Ya ti se koti kwan nantie bi eye aba. Ya ho man na ya te soso.
What would be an say you have evidence?
Oh yes. You may be such as Opoku say. We far from say obe contest primaries ana. You get it right. Say we far from say obe contest Asin of primaries on in the ticket of MPP. Now say na mono ashase.
But is there anything wrong with that?
Yes. Almost see what they say Mpenifo can say a journey of 1,000,000 miles start with what? A step. The entire room plane fan to anamase. And that is where say Ebamusen ena obia senya mitiye ni dinda takwa inswayim during 2020 election. Oba abepi kifom from the party NEC ewo Asin of amananya form.
Okay, educate me well. I'm not getting the
yes.
link.
Answer no be picking form.
Your party position, and the party position usually is regulated by the party's constitution. Say, for instance, hitherto NDC, meaning say now until baby for so long a period, I won't even contest it. But now, no, I'm sure say you have revised the constitution to say oh baby, the why you're home NDC for that particular year, so you can still contest in a different constituency. And a typical example, when they say. So for Yakwako current MP for Bom Domiabra, Eko Ayawaso Central, even though Nanjahon not telling it. And I'm sure some people in Suwo almost law a year fam.
And only response is Eddie Basse. And fan who say Utibwim. You can contest. No, that is it. Okay. Omo I think Article 42 something. And fan
94.
94 to
94. 94, the whole 94.
Okay, 94. That's right. 90 what? Lawyer.
In fact, 94-1.
Okay, 94-1. Say, in fact, but that is not the end. That is the most incompetent statement from the people we are paying to educate the public. Actually, say ube transfer cross say uti akra Daniel Kusa Shamati akraba or pesoye MP or Bwima. You have time for transfer. That is the closer ebe to me a chewonai. Emrano maukwan. But answer no be to me a transfer no. You do it within a stipulated time, which is I think 42 days and or so. Now say no on primaries in this month no, I do 42 days and secondly, say the Electoral Commission after 2020 elections, no, yanye voter transfer biya. yanye voter transfer because of the CA elder parliament say aye wie hu adwuma. Inti you can never tell us say obi a watu aba e wo takwanso ayemu inde wa qualify say obi tu aba na be gina obi pick from cry as to contest in the primaries there. I just say under no needing to me emba as in of register mu da. And to me, despite the 92 as a canoe, yes, that is number one. That is window of opportunity. But that window has a clause. You must do it within a period through the returning officer for 42 days. Now, time primary, time calculate and see. So that person is clearly disqualified. In the electoral commission, electoral commission should do this job. This is incompetent bunch of officers that they could not explain matters to us. We who pay them. We who pay them. And that is the problem they can create. They know this. But they just came to say that even if you are not there, you can contest. Yes, you can contest. How do you contest? How is your name transferred to that register? On what period? Have you done any limited registration? No. So you know that this person is not qualified. Tell Ghanaians like that. In terms of Charles needing the Charles Opoku. That is what the electoral when Omun 20 Asemgu. It is from Amun 20 Asemgu. It is a minority of Mujumani said. Omubeye ni haya shene nipa ye tiomuka. But the process has started. That's why I told you that a journey of 1,000,000 miles starts with a step. Into yendra we ye me adam for MPP. Benso mu camp na e shishipa. And that is how it should be going into the elections 2024. In this Omukacha said, Ghana for Mutio, MPP for say, ye dintro, ye NDC for dintro say, Charles Opokunu or Omu parliamentary candidate because they have not organized primaries. Good. Electoral Commission say, oh, Charles Opoku Dimbia Ambo Muhose Obeye. Inti, when you these two organizations are catchre say, say, Charles Opoku is already disqualified. So let us sit down and watch. Say, Obe contested primaries are now uncontested. That is all. We rest our case. And then we go forward with it. But when they tell you, NDC for, honorable Hiagbaka said, NDC for thinking, or we lack understanding. We lack understanding. We see, Nipanwa Piki from your office, those of you who understood very well. And how did you interrogate that person before giving him the form to go and fill, to come and contest your primaries? You see, that is the problem we have with MPP. They said they know. But when you take them along the line, you see that they are found wanting. So those are the things that are happening. And as you say, no, NDC phone, we have gotten or printed all the branch on a polling station list. Account from 2020 voters register. Yeah, chichama branches in polling stations in Tiwana. They have to educate and edit. Now, because a senior, a senior, Ubeka said 2020 elections. Honorable Peter Meu, bus is very 50. No man swani pa fra akotu about. They've created a new polling station for them. Indeed, those things must stop. You cannot cut corners to win power. The power must emanate from the people. That is what we are checking right now. So we are going to use that 2020.
NDC fire vigilance.
We more than vigilant this time round. And Nanado Akachre said, we should forget about electoral commission. Elections are won at the place. Nana, my president, that is not true. That is not true. Yes, that you free. No, Nana Kananu said, Nipa wa pointing, we should forget about him. Nayanko police station, Nana, my president, and Yenukro. Azema Okano Enuka, who that me? Because at the end to me, I can't Kululu San and San America Jina police station. Now, what we
is this still at the electoral commission?
The one he appointed. Mantiso Mayinu. Mantiso Mayinu.
No.
You see, MPP is a non-principal party. MPP, non-principal party.
Are you sure?
Non-principal party. They throw the law away. They throw the law away.
We've discussed
Then our president is cajoling us. Oh, go to the police station. And every electoral commission na mudi call police station. Na sa wudi near a phone and now ghost a dear they share register. I'm a mako general police station. How can I know that? So we are cool on everything.
Also, a non-dissenting Congress. Non-dissenting Congress. Non-dissenting Congress.
Non-principal party.
Non-dissenting. Who would be dissenting?
Non-principal party versus non-dissenting.
Non-dissenting. Because you see, I think there's an issue clear. And this argument, I think it's a pretty straightforward. What they are saying is pretty straightforward. What you are saying is unless you are registered to vote in a constituency, then you cannot stand for MP in that constituency. That's what you are saying. So unless you are registered to vote in a constituency.
The argument is
our argument is that the law says that you can come from Accra and vote in my constituency. But the transfer period is our issue.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. So
what transfer period?
But so the more can say if say many recent voter in, let's say, Buim.
Yeah.
Mean standing as MP will Buim.
No, the argument is that if say one crime,
our person
contest will be Krum Fantakwa South.
So transfer
within the 42 days or whatever.
Transfer your team to do what?
To the register.
To the register.
To be a voter there.
Yes.
To be a voter there.
Because a one year voter honoma won't even to aba. So that's what they are saying. So that's what they are essentially saying. Unless you are a registered voter in the constituency, you cannot vote there. But you see, a rule of law and a rule of NDC discernment. Because you see, young come anymore. Young come anymore their maneka. But one thing in Brown said, if that was the intent,
sorry, a lawyer.
Oko 94 B. On a daily with our issues. So I'm double checking. 94B. Say, subject to the provision of this article, a person shall not be qualified to be a member of parliament unless, he is a resident in the constituency for which he stands. One, so he must be a resident, unless he's a resident in the constituency. He stands as a candidate for election to parliament, or has resided there for a total period of not less than 5 years out of the 10 years immediately preceding the election for which he stands. Not the third option, or he hails from that constituency.
Okay. So let's ask.
So
is he a resident?
Is a resident there?
No, maybe so.
So from what they are saying, he's contesting because you no free.
Okay. The law provides that if he hails,
or he hails from that constituency. He hails from that constituency. Is that meeting crime? We chrome a Ctv Dwabre on the hailing.
Because I mean, call me chrome dampu. Now, say me case and then person contest ma Fantakwa South. Baby and we see
exactly. He hails from there. So for me, I thought sometimes I'm being NDC for.
But if you hear from there now to about Hokra, you can contest.
Is there anything? Because share Article 94 now. Open tools, so it talks about you don't qualify. So I count a lot of the normal amount qualify, and there's nothing there. Because the rule of law, Yankai,
okay,
and your rule of send a charging.
Public Elections Regulation 2020. Transfer of voters list.
To read it.
Yeah, can you say?
Oh no, they read it there. How can Sunday you have you have a discussion now. We see.
A registered voter who before an election is resident for not less than 12 months in a constituency other than that in which the registered voter is registered may apply to the returning officer of the constituency where the registered voter is a resident for the name of the registered voter to be entered on the transferred voters list of a polling station in that constituency.
Fantastic.
But we are talking about the transfer and the period available. We are talking about qualification. A member of the community or resident.
No. But the issue in question right now is whether or not the person is qualified to contest there or not. The more canon. So this issue will come up if, let's say, the Charles Opoku guy, he attempts to vote there. So
it means that there are times you can contest, but you can't vote.
Everyone says that there's nothing. So me, what I rather, you see, sometimes, about constitutional, we say now, I did born a pan sometimes we call challenge a normal Supreme Court.
No one interpreting.
So for me, instead of trying to discredit EC, because EC is very critical. You made and also over the past year in this for more attack EC, and the purpose is to discredit EC. But
more attack is a lot of sense.
Nina because for the past 8 years, you see, it doesn't benefit anybody. Say discredit is in the manner in which we do it. So, maybe say genuinely, the hail we see, the hail from the other things, and I say there's a conflict, as in court and my proper interpretation. Whether we see sir hail from reason, does it also mean say you must necessarily also be a registered voter?
Lawyer no cry had a me because yes, you look at crabby school. What they said is that there are added laws, meaning how they qualify it, and this is the constitution. And law be taking its strength from the constitution.
Yes, exactly.
And you know, constitution is the mother law. Whatever law inconsistent with this, it's null and void.
Yeah.
So in what you read, baby, be where those things. Meanwhile, he has read a portion. So
what can I cover qualification? Because we say they can qualification. A cover to be or vote be a person transfer or vote.
Okay, when but was some kind of
where qualification
was that the mobile so
94 and the title of the we say qualifications and eligibility.
Article 94.
94. So one is say subject to the provisions of this article.
Okay.
A person shall not be qualified to be a member of parliament unless then the AAC is a citizen of Ghana.
Okay, and the amount of Bible say when meet here, which means contest as MP. Okay. Number one,
he's a citizen of Ghana, has attained the age of 21 years,
okay,
and is a registered voter.
Okay.
Then the B say he's resident in the constituency for which he stands as a candidate for election to parliament, or one can end.
Okay.
Or has resided there for a total period of not less than 5 years out of the 10 years immediately preceding the election for which he stands, or he hails from that constituency.
Okay, so chances are
that and then there's an end. So we end. He has paid all his taxes, has made arrangements satisfactory to appropriate, blah 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 blah. Now what I'm saying is, there's nothing in the constitution that says you are disqualified to contest in the constituency unless you vote in that constituency. Rather than if there's any confusion for me, if there's any confusion, I'd rather say a proper interpretation of Article 94.
Supreme Court.
Supreme Court say whether who's an answer obi the Supreme Court to seek proper interpretation of chiefs cannot do active party politics. My Supreme Court now I elaborate because all care about laws are same year Article 11 as sources of laws in Ghana. Okay. Sources of laws in Ghana one constituency a constitution friends acts of parliament, common law, and the common law is the common law of Ghana and custom. Okay. Now common law is based on judge-made law. Okay. But judge-made law is also a law based on friends almost principles of style decisions. Okay. So at the end, we are then on this, the Supreme Court can then give an interpretation to mean take us a hail from what does it mean? Take us a resident there. Does it also mean say you must also be a voter there? Also, now it does not say that. So if my argument is say, and clearly that's what they are saying. Because what NDC is saying say the man does not vote there. And two, he cannot transfer his vote there because of.
So can I have your phone?
Yeah.
Let me.
Because essentially, so what kind of more people is about more kind now? It's what they are saying is say on top about and also because of airline now, CI now more kind of that right now he cannot transfer his votes.
Because the EC has given the timetable for the
Exactly.
election.
Exactly. So I'm not.
And
I'm
then
not,
we have to put the 42
do
days.
this. So I'm not even. And that's what
So
I'm
we
saying.
are qualified
That's
without
I'm
malice.
saying, say, the purpose of that we say no has to do with transfer.
Lawyer, we are qualified without malice.
That's it. The malice. You see, as a man, you see, we had nice discussion. The
that is what you have.
The point of that week.
We are really educating the public.
You
You are a lawyer. Do you know there's something? You are a lawyer. You don't have to pick only the constitutional provision and leave the what? The CI.
But honorable,
yes.
at least the little law, Mr.
Yeah.
All laws take a strength from the Constitution.
Yeah.
Well, it's, this very Article 94 is captioned qualifications and eligibility. Before all the other things they've written. This is where we look at.
And do you know that?
And maybe some questions, this is where we look up to. Now, number one, also subject to the provisions of this article, a person shall not be qualified to be a member of parliament unless you cannot contest. Then he cannot contest. So we are asking whether or not why
why do we have the CI?
No, but what I'm also
the CI is the basis on eligibility
it's on
parliament.
It's our transferring rules.
I just want to know.
It is about transfer. It's public elections regulations.
No, but that
we don't have any problem.
Okay.
Do you get it right? But here was CI 127 here on 2020 public elections regulations. Inti uye we are for you to be able to. Yeah.
No,
why do we give this to the Electoral Commission? Why do we give it to the Electoral Commission? And no, the year, Juma.
But even after this,
yes, you must come here.
And
why do we always want to go to Supreme Court? Once we have given the power to the Electoral Commission with the constitutional instrument.
In fact, the point I'm trying to make is that one, CI, constitution easy to me.
That be your time at the Becca's our house.
CI, Emma easy to me to. Then, Constitution Electoral Commission to me, through CI, as in to form CI to also then regulate how our operations.
Okay.
But, sir, because of the comments about the rule of law, we say on to me, Emra, violate the clear Constitution. And secondly, regulation of more canon, and about qualification and eligibility. Is about governs the whole transfer of votes issue. So can really critically it has nothing to do with qualification and eligibility, but almost all arguments are predicated on their belief, mistaken belief. Say, unless you are registered to vote in constituency or one, won't even stand. I'm saying share Article 94 because the other fast as is just to say one, Chasopokun registered to vote in that constituency, and two, the time frame now to not yet transfer. That time frame now elapse because pay usia ya ukuti.
Enya me CI.
Sorry. Pay enya CI.
That's right.
Enya CI no. Ontimi and transfer the vote. But I'm saying it's like ukoti you should wrong law.
No. This is not NDC.
We all know say this is the constitution. We all know say this is the constitution. And in say you institutions.
Yeah.
Institution bia nso onayi ni ade. Te say niyama ya church we Article 94 yi. Maybe say wo hwe CI o kan say 127 ni e ka ho no. And also outline enema bia e twase we. And say nke beka say ipa kra emfanya.
I agree with you 100%.
Eti no ono no de enchire mu yi. Wonya sure sanke no so fa say wa free constitution mu na wa qualify no. And you may be one so your church will go on only outline from electoral commission. You must meet that criteria.
But I don't know about criteria. And that too, EC does not have the power. Maybe EC does not have the power to bring a criteria that
not enshrined by the constitution.
That contradicts.
Okay, that
contradicts constitutional
This is
provision.
on eligibility.
Eligibility.
Anything
And they are
beyond
more
this is
kind of,
illegality.
and
That's
yeah,
the point.
about the all kind
So
of.
the point you're making is that this is eligibility.
Anything
apart from
that
this illegality.
a contract is an illegal and null and void. And to the more kind of eligibility issue.
Okay.
The more kind of eligibility issue.
Lawyer.
About oh
no,
it's about
For 2 minutes land the number.
it's about transfer of votes
for 2
in
minutes,
general transfer of votes. But then can say every fund's argument say predicated on their belief, mistaken belief say. So only registered voter in the constituency won't mean standing. And so they are saying that one chance of
that is not the argument.
That's the argument.
And this argument, then you say only voter won't mean.
So okay.
This argument is
so
that
there was
even though you may be a voter in that constituency, CI no. I'm a timeline within which there must be a.
First of all, I'm just question: is Chasobuko a voter or not?
I'm not aware.
That says that Chasobuko is a voter.
So that's the argument.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah,
So
if he's not a voter, electoral commission, I'm not married to do. I saw the.
And certainly trim.
That's the point he's making.
So you say a day. So I was so MVP. That's what they're saying.
Honorable Brother.
You see, if you do business management, the goal of the company must be there. But it must be broken down to the smaller units for an individual to participate to achieve the constitutional goal. So who say constitution can say this is the eligibility. Then why do electoral commission goes to parliament to seek the approval of CIs? Why?
But the CIs should not be inconsistent with the mother constitution.
That is it. So this one is not inconsistent. They saw this. This is what we use in 2020.
Okay.
They saw the constitution and eligibility, and they are telling you that that eligibility fine for you to qualify. But for you to do so, finally, your name must be transferred.
Okay.
Within 42 days.
What does it say?
It is here. It is not everything you can put there. Yeah. That is why in there, why is EC not implementing
I just want to ask one question.
You cannot use only Ghana card. Why is the EC not going forward to do that? Because Parliament have not given the final approval. They say go and amend and bring. Where is the Supreme Court? Why can't the Supreme Court say, oh, forget about Parliament and let it go on? Because it is constitution.
It's because
so we should not underrate the CI. It is the microcosm of the main one that will help you to achieve. They say you can move from this place to that place. So it means you are telling me that somebody's name may not be in the register for where you want to be an MP.
The understanding I'm taking from you is that if, say, Constitution why do we do the CI?
Why do you do the CI? So this is what is the working tool for the EC. This is the working tool of the EC. Do you get it right? In this say NDC for say if you are not a register, must your question is must your name be in the register where you want to be an MP or not? Must it be? It must be there. So that by being there, you go by this CI regulation 127.
On what?
On the public.
No, but that regulation, that specific regulation, what is it regulating? That specific regulation you are quoting.
Is the person who is going to be MP a voter?
No, maybe I'll say exactly.
It's a transfer of voters.
So that's the argument.
Your name, look, your name, show me where your name can be in Takwan Swem and then you become an MP in Asino. Show me in the constitution.
What's that?
You say it is because you say it is not necessary.
In all the cases,
then why do we have the registered voters?
So, lawyer, what I know is that in all the cases, practically, so be person free one constituency, other constituency.
As I said,
or voter before the person contests.
That's what I'm saying.
So the person
that's what I was advising. That's what I was advising.
Do you know? Let me.
That's what I was advising.
No.
That's what I was advising.
That's
what I was advising.
That's
what I was advising. Come in this for now. The first step because. I
didn't know MPP for NDC.
Some of them take this step way. Kind of clear term of the constitution. There's nothing. That is say before with my standing election constituency, you must be a voter there. There's nothing that constitution. There's nothing in the CI that says that. There's nothing on me.
Okay.
So come in and come here more because you can't hear, you can't reasons. I'd rather go to the Supreme Court. So, make proper interpretation of it.
Supreme Court, because so we don't have head. Because this is what the CIA you always take solace in the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court. Why do we approve the CIA?
The Supreme Court because the mother interpretation.
So people they can't read everything Supreme Court.
They've taken
Everything Supreme Court.
It's not supported by law.
Why do you always want to bend in Supreme Court? The CIA has been approved.
What does the CIA say? What does that CIA? What does that regulation in particular know? What does it regulate? As a matter of fact, and what specifically does that?
The registered voters shall provide physical proof of the new residents in addition to signing a declaration. A declaration. An application under sub-regulation 1 shall be as set out in Form 3 of the schedule and shall be made not less than 42 days before the last day of nomination. Before the last day of nomination to the constituency where the applicant resides, and where the applicant relates to a nomination, or not less than 42 days before election day. So we are not just talking about a registered voter. We are talking about a nominee. This is on a nominee. We are talking about nominee. You people go and read. Arrest my case.
I also rest my time. I rest my time. But I feel bit me. Lawyer Pierre Dankwa, thank you so much. I didn't make a sign. I mentioned Pedro Medina Cruz was watching the best show live and clear inside Indianapolis, Kumasi, Tanosu, Kesbin Junction, where Morgan, the pork seller, is. Keep up the good work. Positive change, Medina sensing this one. Today, the EC is talking about integrity and credibility. Never in the history of this republic have we ever seen Electoral Commission change national results more than 6 times and still working as free person on the street. Good morning. Watching you live from Gospel Oak Baba Shop inside Amakum Kumasi. Nice show. Greetings, bro. Hey, Alaji, it's been a long while. You're very big fan was Sablugu. Alhaji Bini Yuribushali Sablugu. Good morning, Anna. Watching you live from Sablugu. Alhaji, hope you are fine. Musa Abatwa, the economic crisis started when this impotent government used 25 billion cedis to collapse banks and microfinance instead of pumping 8 billion to stay in business. No society in the world behaved the way MPP and the incompetent Akufo-Addo Bawumia are behaving. Long one there. Nanaya Abuachi Yadom Opoku, good morning to you. You are the best. The rampant endorsement of Dr. Akoto by those at home and abroad indicate he is the perfect man for MPP and Ghana. Nanaya Bachomaminka will be so dear time. Jamesi Raphael, but how will he be qualified to contest if he's not qualified to vote? And maybe lastly, Piaga. So NDC want us to believe them, but they are not different. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where time will permit us to draw curtains. But this is very dicey. I mean, we share the position of the NDC as against the position of the MPP. Anyways, I don't know. To whatever case you create a quarter, you still have 2 sides of the coin and 2 lawyers defending or doing against a particular case. All right, my emphasis na yinchai ho na ohinowa kese buahin and so and twice so. Now before I sign off, please know this. Asasi enye edwapadia na nanom dia chain. Sa adwene wo tirim tide bia yetu go na yenwe ho. Oyo na yenwe ho. Yetu damo na yenwe ho. Yedwin say ye edwapadia enti di emu niema nyina na yase no. Enu nti na galam say yetu asase no. Yenwe ho because yedwin say nyina ye babewu. Because ye edwapadia. Yenyi sadwi we mfiri tirim ne hyase hunu se asasi mom ya asasi a ye hweso a menchirima It is a sadwin by Trimua, you too good near Bedjune, because bitimi asa, diamond bitimasa, or you bitimasa. Young Fagalam saying, sir, assassin, because a gay assassin, a intrimasasa, has this kind of mentality can only help our nation. Let's see ourselves as stewards of this land. We are caretakers and not owners of the land. That is the only way our nation can grow. Maybe Otu Darko, yenchwe, when first like I say, ma kidney syrup, and first like I say, so ma alu Africa, some soya. Stay on after the break.